Hey everybody, Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life, coming to you from, the studio in my house. I don't know, this hat thing, I don't know if I think it's kind of crooked or something like that. I don't know, I wanted to splash of color and now I think I look ridiculous. But ridiculous is kind of what I'm into. You know, it's often been said that I dress like I don't have a mirror. And you know what? Tonight's no different. Anyway, let's go like this and like that. You know what? I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm here to talk to you. Oh, look at that. That's good looking. I'm here to talk to you specifically about what do I bring with me, Captain Dave, when I'm coming to Okeechobee. I don't have a lot of space in my vehicle, or I only have so much room. I can only bring so much tackle because I'm coming down with the family, and let's face it, I'm not coming to fish necessarily, but I would like to do some fishing. What do I bring? All right, bare minimum. Well, no. Let's talk about, we won't say bare minimum. Let's say what you probably should have. You need to have a heavy stick. You need to, if you're going to fish, let's talk in terms of fishing from a boat. If you're going to be in a boat, you need to have one heavy stick. You need to have something that you can put heavy braid on and that'll handle maybe a 1 to 2 ounce weight, okay? Just for pitching and flipping around the junk. You need to have that. And then from there, just your standard, whatever you're comfortable with. I use 7.5 foot medium heavy rods. The Ardent rods that I use have a really nice soft tip, and so I use them for everything. I throw whether it's a swim jig or swim and worm or topwater frogs. I throw everything on those rods. So you need to have a couple of those rods. I put braid on everything, guys. Everything. 50-pound braid, 65-pound braid on the heavier rod, and that's how I roll. Bring as many rods as you can, but a minimum of probably one that you can throw all around baits with 50-pound braid, and then one heavy meat stick, minimum. All right. If you're going to fish, and that's again thinking from terms of a boat, terminal tackle, you need to bring flipping hooks, 4/0, 5/0 straight shanked flipping hooks. You need some 1/2 ounce, some 1 ounce, and if you and probably 2 or 2.5 ounce weights. Excuse me. Also bring, while we're talking about terminal tackle, bring that 1/8 ounce, 1/16 ounce, 3/8 ounce. Bring those weights for things like a fluke or a Senko that you need to get some weight on, or just a plastic worm, or a swimming worm. Swimming worms, I typically throw like a 3/8 lens. A 3/8 would be a heavy one. 1/4 is probably more like it. You need 3/0, 4/0, and 5/0. I like to use Superline style hooks that can hold up to a hook set without bending too much, because you're going to do that and you're going to put a lot of pressure on fish to get them out of the junk and stuff like that. So you're going to want something along those lines as far as hooks go. So just to recap, terminal tackle, basically bring the gamut of weights. 1/8 ounce, at least an 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce. Bring a 1/2 ounce, 1 ounce, and then a real heavy 2 ounce or so. That's what you need for weight. Hooks, 4/0 and 5/0 straight shanked flipping hooks, along with 3, 4, and 5/0 extra wide gap Superline style hooks. That's your terminal tackle. Some people like to use leaders. I'm going to tell you honestly, guys, you really don't need them here for the most part. If you're going to go with a leader, I like to use a swivel and attach my leader material with swivels. It takes the spin out of the line, keeps your line from spinning and twisting up, and that's how I tend to hook leaders. If you're bringing leaders and you want to know what size fluorocarbon, man, I bring 15, 20, 25 pound fluorocarbon would be my leader material for sure. But again, I want to emphasize, I don't use leaders very much, and I don't think you need to per se. Soft plastics, you need something you can pitch and flip into. Beaver, those types of baits, punching, just little, why nots or creature baits. You're going to want some little ones, 3-inch, 4-inch at the most. And then you're going to want worms. I like to have a small diameter worm, like a culprit worm or a regular Zoom Vibra, swimming worm, not the Magnum. But I also want to have Magnum swimming worms. You need swimming worms, you need regular worms, whatever your favorites are. Bring them. They'll work here. A swim jig is a great idea. I like to throw 1/2 ounce swim jigs with a big heavy hook. Some guys want to throw a little bit less than that, but I'll throw a 1/2 ounce on top of in the hayfields. So it's just your personal preference in that regard. But you're going to want swim baits. Swim baits, you're going to need something to put on the back of as a trailer for your swim jig. And then you're going to want swim baits. Guys, the most popular swim bait, and I'm wearing the Gambler shirt tonight, the most popular swim baits down here, this is Gambler country. You know, the big easies, easy swimmers and little easies are what most people throw. But there's a gamut of things out there. You know, bring your favorite swim baits, but you're going to want some swim baits. You're going to want a hollow body frog. You're going to want a swimming frog. You're going to want a spinnerbait. You're going to want probably a couple of rattle traps if you're just throwing stuff into a box. You know, square bills can be a great thing, but they're not thrown all that often, but they can be. But that's a way, but rattle traps for sure, spinnerbaits for sure. A lot of buzz baits. Buzz baits, a lot of people are putting frogs like the horny toad, Zoom horny toads on a buzz bait. It's a great way to call up a fish, you know, in that regard. That's minimum tackle. That's the kind of stuff that you want to bring with you, guys. Those are the things that are going to put you in a situation. Now, don't forget, of course, you need Senkos. You need your I drop shot a little bit, but that's something most people don't. And I don't do that necessarily in the lake. I usually do it in the rim ditch and places like that. But if you're going to fish from shore, you want a Senko. You want a 3/0 hook, a Senko. I don't even necessarily say I would go a wacky rig style, but bring your wacky tool and that whole thing. But you want to throw a Senko out from shore and just let it die. Let it die. All right. Texas rig weights. If you're fishing from shore and you're using a Texas rig bait, make sure you use a lighter weight, because the lighter weight is going to do a better job of coming through the grass on the shorelines, along the edges of the shorelines and stuff like that. If you're fishing golf course ponds or ponds at the condos or the hotels and things like that. If you come down to Roland Martin Marina, guys, the rim canal or the ditches, the canals around the condos. I'm not talking about the one that goes out into the lake here. I'm talking about the ones that go around the condos and in town and stuff like that. There's fish in them things. I put 6 fish in today. All right. I've personally put in 140. I've put in over like 150 fish. It's something that Scott Martin has started doing. He's getting guides and other people to bring fish and put them in those canals so that people can catch them. So people, when they're here and they got an extra day and they want to fish those canals here at Roland Martin. And I mean all the way down. You can go 3 or 4 blocks down, and there's good fish in there. I personally have put 4 fish in there over 5 pounds. Scott Martin's daughter caught one about 6 or 7 here, I don't know, a few months ago. I saw it on one of his YouTube clips. But guys, you want to fish those areas. If you're going to come and fish down in the, canal areas that go out into the lakes, guys, there's not a lot. It's tough to get on Okeechobee and fish anywhere, where you don't have a boat. But other places to go. Let me think here now. There's if you wanted to fish the canals down in the Miami area, in West Palm Beach area, there's a lot of canals you can get in, walk the edges of. Peacock bass are pretty popular there. One thing about peacocks, you want flashy baits and you want to be able to move them fast. That's one of the things I'm going to tell you right away. But if I was fishing from shore, I think 100% of the time I'd probably throw a Senko. Guys, it doesn't matter what color it is as long as it's green or June bug. It doesn't matter. But that's it. All right. So bare minimum rods, line weights I've kind of given you. We've talked about leader material. We've talked about some of the soft plastics, the hodgepodge of things you throw into one box, and you can fit. By the way, it's not a bad idea to maybe buy some tackle instead of bringing it from home. Buy some tackle in the local shops here. First of all, it's good for our economy. It helps us a great deal. But the other thing too is they're good prices. You're not going to pay less someplace else. And this is important. These tackle shops, they put the stuff in the tackle stores that the fish eat. It doesn't make sense for them they're not stocking a bunch of stuff that doesn't sell. They're stocking the stuff that gets eaten on the lake. And they're getting that information from guides, from tournament fishermen, all these people that come to town here. Guys, the FLW dudes are going to be here next week. They buy their stuff at these shops. All right? They feel, oh, I need this or I need that. They go buy them from the shops. You should do the same thing. That's a good tip, actually. Really good tip. Guys, I got some good fishing. Well, I've got fishing for you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to put together a montage of a couple of days trips. Fishing's tough. I'm going to tell you straight up. I've had some really good fishermen over the last couple of days that have made me look good. Catching artificials. We're fishing down in the South Bay area, Boy Scout Cut area. Guys, I just want to shout out to my fishermen the last couple of days. You guys have been rock stars. Seriously, really good. and it's been an honor. You're bailing me out, man. You're catching fish when it's tough, putting their poles down, fishing the holes around the boat, and guys are banging them. Pow, pow, pow. Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life. Guys, I hope you liked the video. Like it. By the way, I just saw my kids' video tonight on DJS The 2 Productions. He did Hamburger Night. It's like 1 minute long. It's really cool. Go check it out. Anyway, that's my public service announcement. Guys, I hope you liked the video. Share it, subscribe it, pow. I don't know why I keep powing. I'm just, all of a sudden, I'm just tired. Got to fish tomorrow. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Where did my videographer go? Hey! Where'd she go? She was right here. What are you doing?
Hey, I just mowed the grass and now I'm clean.
She mowed the grass. She did mow the lawn. I'm a trophy husband. I don't do lawn. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hit it.